All right, so you use this man for a free meal and some company, and now look at you, on the run from the law in hooker boots. What's going on, everyone? This is RJ from the Silver Site. Today I'm here to review Queen and Slim, which is directed by Melina Matsoukas. It was written by Lena Waithe and James Frey. Stars Daniel Kaluuya and Jodie Turner-Smith. All right, so this is going to be a spoiler-free review. I don't want to ruin anything for anyone who actually wants to see the movie. So I will be talking about the movie very vaguely, just giving my points of view. So the premise of this movie basically is Queen and Slim are on a Tinder date, and after the date, on the way home, they get pulled over and a series of events unfolds. One thing leads to another, and they actually end up killing a police officer. And after they kill the police officer, the two decide to go on the run together. So that's what the general premise of this movie is. All right, for the sake of not rambling on, what I want to do is give you some quick pros and cons about Queen and Slim, what I liked about the film, what I didn't enjoy, what I felt could be improved on, but also I want to give you my take on things that I really enjoyed. A couple of things that I did enjoy about the movie were, first and foremost, the cinematography. I felt like it was beautifully shot. The scenery, the locations, the angles. They had a couple of nice crane shots or drone shots. I'm not sure what they used. I don't know. I'm not a cinematographer. But I felt like they did a very good job of kind of taking the vision of what the director wanted and, portraying that on screen. It wasn't overproduced, if that makes any sense. Another thing I really enjoyed about this movie was the story and its pacing. The fact that they let it unfold organically. Nothing felt rushed, nothing felt forced. Everything felt like it would happen when it was supposed to happen. It felt like they literally were on the run from the police forever, but it didn't seem to drag on. For me, my anxiety was on 10 the entire time because I didn't want them to get caught. I didn't want them to, run into the police. I didn't want anything bad to happen to them. So the entire time, even when there were moments when they were seemingly, like, okay, we can breathe now, I was still, looking, over my shoulder, over their shoulder in the background and stuff like that for them, because I felt like the cops were gonna pop up on them anytime. So for me, I really enjoyed the fact that, oh my bad, I'm knocking my camera over and that's just time, bad. I really enjoyed the way they let the story unfold. Like I said, it just didn't seem to drag on. Another thing I really enjoyed was the performances of Daniel Kaluuya and Jodie Turner-Smith. I really felt like the chemistry between the two was, it was phenomenal. It all worked out well. When they weren't supposed to have chemistry together, it wasn't there. You felt that disconnect and that distance from them, and you really felt them grow to love one another as the movie went on. So I felt like whoever cast those two together and whoever put those two together, you got lightning in a bottle with that one, because I really enjoyed seeing them on screen together and the way they interacted with each other and the way they grew to care for one another, just not only as friends but as lovers too. So I thought that was a dope portion of the movie as well. I really enjoyed the on-screen chemistry between those two. They did a good job of making you connect to their characters on screen. They did a good job of making you dislike them when you were supposed to dislike them, because man, in the beginning, like Queen was really pissing me off. Like I stated in my intro, you really wanted on a date with this man because you had nothing better to do. And she made it known. I mean, I appreciate her honesty, but damn, you really went out with this man because you had nothing better to do, and you were rude, she was combative, she was just nasty in the beginning. And I like that they made her like that in the beginning, because she had to grow as a person and grow as a character as the movie went on, and as things progressed and as they got into more and more shit and worse and worse things kept happening to them. I like the fact that her heart softened and she started to open up to Slim. So for me, I felt like their portrayal of these characters were instrumental in me enjoying this movie, because granted, there are a lot of great actors and actresses out there, but something about these two together on screen, that dynamic for me is what made this movie. There's one more pro that I want to talk about, but I'll probably talk about it on Twitter. Follow me at this, whatever, it's gonna be down here, but follow me on Twitter so we can talk about it, because I don't want to put it in the review because I don't want to spoil it. Okay, now there weren't too many things I didn't like about this movie, but one thing that's really got on my nerves, and it got on everybody else's nerves too, is the fact that they were just making poor decisions, and I don't know if they were making decisions. And the only reason why I'll excuse these stupid decisions were because I don't think these were done necessarily to drive the plot further. I think these decisions were more so made just to add to the story. Whereas you have horror movies where somebody hits somebody over the head with the rock and then drops the rock and drives and runs off, just so that way they'll still be defenses rather than carrying the rock with them. And I feel like those are decisions that are made just to drive the plot. But I felt like things that Queen and Slim did in here weren't done to drive the plot. They were more so done to, help them, either tell a story or grow closer together, or, so that's just one thing I noticed about the movie that I didn't like, was that I felt like they were just making stupid decisions here and there. Because I know for me personally, even in the movie theater, when they were making these decisions, you could hear, of course, black people, we gotta be loud in the movie, but you could hear people just audibly just groaning at the stupid things they did sometimes. It's like, you're on a run from the cops, after you murdered a police officer, you're on the run, and this is the decision you make. So that's one thing that just really got under my skin with this movie, but that's really my only complaint about this movie. All around, I thought it was phenomenal. I feel it's definitely worth a watch. It's definitely worth a second watch. And not, I'm gonna pull it up on my Fire Stick. Like, no, take your ass to the movie theater and go see this movie. Time and time again, we see people complaining about these low budget black movies with no depth, no character growth, no world building, no layering of the characters, no fleshing them out. But here you have something that's really, really well done, well shot all around, and people are gonna pull it up on their Fire Stick. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Those are my thoughts on Queen and Slim. Let me know what you thought about this movie down below in the comment section, whether you loved it, whether you hated it, whether you enjoyed it, whether you didn't, and whether or not you'd recommend it. If you want to talk spoilers, hit us up on Twitter at IamSilversight or Facebook at The Silversight, and I'll see you guys soon. Better days.